Ever find yourself wondering just how much you can trust a prediction, especially when you're only working with a sliver of the whole picture?
It's a question that statisticians, analysts, really anyone who works with data grapples with constantly.
And it's precisely what we're diving into today.
We're going deep on a paper that's all about fine-tuning those predictions, making them as precise as possible, even when the data itself feels kind of fuzzy.
We're talking about the world of confidence bands, those statistical safety nets that tell us how sure we can be about, well, anything, really.
But with a really fascinating twist.
Yeah, because these aren't your grandma's confidence bands. These are, get ready for it, local.
Meaning, instead of casting a wide net, we're zeroing in.
Okay, before we get lost in the weeds, let's paint a picture for anyone who hasn't stumbled across confidence bands before.
All right, so imagine you're trying to assess the potential risk of an investment, right? You've got some historical data, you've crunched the numbers.
But the future, well, the future is always a bit of a gamble.
Exactly. And those confidence bands are like, the guardrails on that gamble. They give you a range around your predictions and basically say, look, we're fairly certain the outcome's going to fall somewhere within this zone, but no guarantees, okay?
So it's acknowledging that, yeah, we can make educated guesses based on the data.
But there's always a chance, sometimes a pretty big one, that things could zig when we expect them to zag.
Which is where the whole confidence part comes in. It's not about certainty, it's about understanding how uncertain we really are.
And a big part of figuring that out, that uncertainty, comes down to this thing called the cumulative distribution function. The CDF for short.
Ah, the CDF. Sounds a bit intimidating.
It's actually pretty intuitive once you wrap your head around it. Think of it like a staircase, yeah. Each step on that staircase shows you the probability of your variable, like the return on that investment we were talking about, being below a certain value.
So the higher you climb those stairs, the more likely you are to hopefully see a positive outcome.
Precisely. But here's the catch. We rarely, if ever, have the full staircase.
Right. We're always working with a limited sample, a few steps here and there.
And that's where those traditional confidence bands can get, well, a bit overzealous. Especially when we're only really interested in a small section of that staircase.
So sticking with our investment example, we might be laser focused on the possibility of a major market crash.
The very bottom of those stairs where things get a little, shall we say, nerve-wracking.
But those traditional confidence bands, they don't really care about our spasmodic anxieties. They're trying to cover the whole staircase, even the parts we're not so worried about.
Which is where this paper's focus on local confidence bands swoops in to save the day. It's like saying, hey, we get it. You're not interested in the entire staircase, just this particular step.